Starting lineups for College of Central Florida. Batting first, playing center field, number 3, E.J. Harmon. Batting second, playing third base, number 2, Luke Heyer. Batting third, the first baseman, number 4, John Casala. Batting cleanup, the left fielder, number 22, Connor Crow. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 33, Levi Hollingsworth. Batting sixth and catching today, number 26, Kevin Gomez. Batting seventh, playing right field, number 8, Bradley Feltham. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 12, N.J. Williamson. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 35, Vincent Adana. Starting pitcher today for College of Central Florida is number 13, David LeBron. Non-starters for College of Central Florida, number 1, Garrett Wright. Number 6, Dalton Malden. Number 7, Evan Holland. Number 9, Octavio Mirabal. Number 10, Ryan Knowles. Number 14, Robbie Francis. Number 16, Ryan Aspinwall. Number 17, Will Reddick. Number 19, Jackson Stonecker. Number 20, Kyle Lugar. Number 23, Cooper Wallace. Number 24, Kyle Jenkins. Number 29, Jacob Grenis. Number 30, Luis Acuna. And number 31, Kyle Hansen. Starting lineup today for St. Petersburg College. Leading off, number 5, the shortstop, Trevor Jensen. Batting second, second baseman, number 12, Kellen Brown. Batting third, playing center field, number 6, Alex Hansen. Catching today, number 23, Scott Manea. Batting fifth, playing right field, number 14, Chris Bush. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 15, David Hollins. Batting seventh, playing left field, number 20, Majon Cummings. Batting eighth is the designated hitter, number 22, Alan Archer. Batting ninth, playing first base, number 25, Alex Dominguez. Starting pitcher for St. Pete today, number 17, Dominic Stefanaki. Non-starters for St. Pete, number 2, Trenton McGee. Number 3, Trent Blum. Number 4, Kevin King. Number 7, Ethan Olivero. Number 8, Christian Hammond. Number 9, Chris Jordan. Number 10, Clayton Moran. Number 11, Hayden Goldman. Number 13, Jake Sennett. Number 18, Scott Thomas. Number 19, Ryan Ellis. Number 21, Johnny Stavrakos. Number 24, Travis Carden. Number 26, Kip DeShields. Number 32, Sam Martin. And number 34, Luke Helms. Umpires for today's game. Behind home plate will be DJ Briner. Down the first base line, Mark Morgan. And down the third base line, Chris Tipton.
Well, there you have it. The starting lineups for today's teams in game number 3 of the 2016 FCSAA State Baseball Tournament. The winner of this 10-team double elimination tournament will head to Grand Junction, Colorado for the JUCO World Series. That is the ultimate prize for these teams. Not only do you get the state championship and the ring and all that, you also get that trip out to Grand Junction and a chance at a national championship. Northwest Florida State College won it last year. They were beat earlier today, actually in the last game, 11-1, I should say, by St. John's River State College. In the first game of the day, Gulf Coast State College defeated Broward 5-3. So it's been an interesting day, to say the least, here at the ballpark. St. Pete College takes the field. And after this umpire meeting, well, we're about 36 minutes right now behind schedule. Not too bad. Oh, we were just about ready to get going. The St. Pete College pitcher out there on the hill, waiting his turn patiently, is Dominic Stefanacci from Fort Myers. Head coaches for these two teams, Ryan Beckman for St. Pete College, and Marty Smith for the College of Central Florida. Two good ones. Well, they're all good if they've gotten their team here. It's a tough tournament to even get to. Really a challenging road to fight through the conference schedule, and these two teams managed to do it. St. Pete College finished second in the Suncoast with a record of 33-19. College of Central Florida, 32-17, finished third in the Mid-Florida Conference, and they won a playoff game on May 2nd over Miami-Dade. Won pretty convincingly to earn their spot here at the tournament. So that's how they got here. Automatic qualifiers were St. Pete College, finishing second in the Suncoast. St. Pete College has a guy on their bench that has pretty much been there and done that in college baseball. You name it, he's probably done it. He is 81 years young. He has been in college baseball for 50 years. He coached at Monroe Community College for 31 years, went to 4 World Series, and he came on the SBC staff in 2014. So how lucky is Ryan Beckman that he gets a guy like Dave Chamberlain that has the knowledge, the experience, and just everything that comes along with 50 years in the game, 31 as a high-caliber head coach. I mean, a top-of-the-line type coach at the collegiate level. And Dave Chamberlain, 50 years, congratulations to him on a fantastic career, and he's keeping it going. Similar to the career path that Coach Harry Tholen at Santa Fe College. He's been in it for 40-something years. A Hall of Famer, Dave Chamberlain, a Hall of Fame, and just you name the Hall of Fame, he's probably in it. And so Dave Chamberlain, it's great to have men like that stick around the game and continue to teach young players and show them the right way to do things. Leading off for College of Central Florida, the visitors, is B.J. Harmon. B.J. Harmon, a .340 hitter. .312 as a team for the College of Central Florida. Harmon fouls that one off towards the parking lot. Harmon has played in 43 games, 144 at-bats, scored 33 runs, 49 hits, 5 doubles, a couple home runs, 17 RBI, .463 on base percentage. Pitch up high now, 2-1 from Stefanacci, the starting pitcher for St. Pete College. David LeBron will be opposing Stefanacci. Pitch up, ball 3. They're behind in the count here to the first batter. And he loses him. Ball 4. Good at bat by the leadoff man, B.J. Harmon. That's what you do. As you try to get on base for Luke Heyer. Luke Heyer leading the FCSAA in RBI with 61. So with guys on base, Luke Heyer makes things happen. 12 home runs, 61 RBI. Hitting out of that 2-hole, which is an interesting position for a guy that leads the team in home runs and RBI. But John Casala, who's hitting third, has 8 home runs and 56 RBI, so right there with him. Central Florida started off the conference season very slow. They were 1-6 at one point. And they turned it around in a big way. 0-2, they say he went around. And really, if you look at the way some of these teams have played towards the end of the season, there's not really another team besides maybe Santa Fe, who's number 1. They had a pretty good end to their season as well. But Central Florida's been playing as good as anybody. St. John's as well, the Mid-Florida Conference. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back, and you're watching the FCSAA tournament. Well, we are back after a quick break. Pitcher not feeling well. Well, he's going to gut through it. Now 1-2 to Heyer. That one hit hard, foul down the left field line, out in front of that breaking ball. One-two count to Heyer. Runner at first is B.J. Harmon. He walked. Strike 3 to Luke Heyer. And you can hear the St. Pete College crowd fired up. And that's a big out to get. Again, Luke Heyer leads FCSAA in RBI with 61. So that's a guy you have to try to keep off the base paths, try to keep the bat out of his hands, and a strikeout's one good way to do it. John Casala comes up second on the team with 56 RBI and 8 home runs. He'll have a chance to make something happen for the College of Central Florida. Casala is 5'8", 190. He's on 190s. That's a solidly built man for just 5'8". Good power, good bat speed. There's a first pitch strike from Stefanacci. Stefanacci with a 3.21 ERA, a team ERA of 4.74 for St. Pete College, 4.21 for the College of Central Florida, but Stefanacci 4-0, 67 innings, 49 strikeouts. Runner goes, batter swings. There's a lot of foul territory out there, but also a lot of room to try to make up. Right fielder not able to get to it. And the 2-strike count remains on Casala. We appreciate you tuning in and watching these broadcasts on YouTube. Special thanks to Kelly Warren, Bing Tyus, Bill Hamilton. Down in the dirt, the runner goes, and he's going to be no throw. He went as soon as it was in the dirt. And takes second base. Harmon, aggressive base running. So on the ball down, a curveball down in the dirt, he advances to second base. Pitch, just got a piece of it, not exactly sure how. He extended that bat out there to get a piece. Really nice pitch by St. Pete College pitcher Stefanacci. Stefanacci back out on the mound. 1-2 to John Casala. That one popped up. Right fielder comes in on it. Bluffs but does not run. A good strong throw from the right fielder. No chance he's going to try to take third on that ball. Not hit very deeply out into right field. Now there are two down. And they've gotten through two of the toughest hitters for the College of Central Florida in Luke Heyer and John Casala. And now Ryan Kreil. Connor Kreil, excuse me. Connor Kreil will bat. 239, 4 home runs, 27 RBI. Connor Kreil, the left-handed bat, stands in there, the left fielder for Coach Marty Smith. Pitch up high. Hollingsworth waiting on deck. Levi Hollingsworth, a 345 hitter, just 87 at bats, but 3 home runs, 16 RBIs, 6 doubles. He makes them count. That one hit well out to center field. Center fielder going back on it. He has room and makes the catch. So after an eventful top half of the first, College of Central Florida leaves a runner on. St. Pete College will come to bat in the bottom half of the first inning with Jensen, Brown, and Hanson. We'll be back. You're watching the FCSA tournament right here on YouTube. Back at Henley Field in Lakeland, Florida. Scott Jamison with you. Tyler Allen on the controls. And we are in game number 3 on the first day. Rest of the tournament. Also got Sarah Shira on the camera, doing a great job for us. Later tonight, about a half hour, 40 minutes, half hour, give or take, after this game, Santa Fe, the #1 team in the nation, will take on Eastern Florida State College. But right now, Central Florida and St. Pete going at it. St. Pete, my hometown, born and raised in St. Pete. They've had some pretty good alumni that have come through
Leading off for the Tigers is number 5.
and played at St. Pete College. Already mentioned Dave Chamberlain and his contributions to baseball, and now back at 81 years old as an assistant coach. And as a Mets fan, some pretty famous Howard Johnson and Tim Tuffle. If you're a Mets fan, you'll recognize those names. Pedro Beato also played for the Mets for a little bit of a time. My sister went to high school with Todd Redmond. He played for St. Pete and was with the Braves for a little bit. Kurt Abbott played for St. Pete. Cody Allen, closer for the Indians, I believe. So some pretty good talent that has come out of St. Pete College baseball. Nick Massett, he's up in the big leagues. This is the leadoff man for St. Pete, Trevor Jensen. Jensen, a .357 hitter. Outside, ball 2. Both of these teams can hit the ball. There's no question about it. Over .310 averages for both teams. It's their pitching that has been a little bit to be desired at times, although Central Florida, David LeBron has been lights out recently. He sports a 2.08 ERA, 87 strikeouts in 73 2/3 innings, and he went through a stretch where he was mowing everybody down. That one hit up the middle, base knock for Trevor Jensen. Assistant coaches for St. Pete besides Dave Chamberlain, Rob Marcello. And for the College of Central Florida, let's see, we got to pull that up here.
Brings up the second base.
Got Zach Bove, John Canyonsfield, and Chris Smith. Want to make sure those guys get a shout out. They work, assistant coaches work harder than just about anybody, and typically are not making tons of money, but they do it because they love the game. They're trying to become head coaches, and they're willing to put in the time and the effort that it takes. And that one hit on the ground. The throw to second. Try to turn the double play, and they turn it. LeBron covering. 3-6-1 double play. The old 3-6-1. Now Alex Hansen will bat. That was number 12 that just hit into that double play, Kellen Brown. Get you a replay of that here in a second. Pitch on the outside corner. Let's take a look at that double play real quick. Here it was to first base. First to second, and then back over to David LeBron, who was covering. Second pitch on the outside corner for a strike to Hansen. Hansen leading the team with a .384 average, a home run, 35 RBIs. Strike 3 right there on the corner. So 3 straight pitches from LeBron for a strikeout looking. That ends the first. We head to the top of the second. We're scoreless here at Henley Field in Lakeland, game number 3 of this double elimination FCSAA tournament. We'll be back right after this. Levi Hollingsworth will lead off for the College of Central Florida. We are knotted up at 0 heading into the second inning. A nice double play turned by the College of Central Florida in the bottom of the first to get out of a jam. The leadoff hitter got on, and they promptly turned a 3-6-1 double play. So Hollingsworth comes in as a 345 hitter, 6 doubles, 3 home runs, 16 RBI. That one tapped to first. It'll stay fair. And the first baseman, Dominguez, will take it himself. Well, Stefanacci also had to work around a base runner. He walked B.J. Harmon, but then was able to get a strikeout and 2 flyouts to get out of the inning. Harmon did steal second, but it didn't come back to harm him. Kevin Gomez, the catcher, batting. He takes ball 2. That one hit well out to left center, not well enough though, and will be caught. Center fielder's hat came off. Still able to make the catch. 2 down, and Bradley Felkel will bat. The right fielder.
Brings up the right fielder, number 8, Bradley Felkel.
301 average, 8 home runs. Tied for second on the team, 33 RBI. Felkel rolls one to first. Foul. Tried to get to it. Cut it off before it went foul. That would have been a real quick inning for Stefanacci. Breaking pitch in there on the outside corner for strike 2. Pitch coming. Popped up. This one's going to have to come a long ways to get this one. Somebody is. And there was a little bit of a collision, but a catch made by the center fielder. What a great catch. Try to get a replay of that. We hope he's not hurt. Looked like he might have taken a knee or something. We'll try to take a look and see, but that was a tremendous catch. He had to come a long ways to catch that one. We'll take a look at it right now. And here it is. Tyler's going to play it for you. Here's the ball out to center field. Sarah, good job getting the camera work in on it. And he was able to almost stop and pop himself up and avoid hitting the shortstop's knee. Heck of a play. And good camera work by Sarah Shira on that one as well to make sure we got that play. Good catch, into the inning. We're ahead to the bottom half of the second. St. Pete, Central Florida tied up 0-0. David LeBron back out on the hill for the College of Central Florida. He'll pitch to Scott Manea. Manea tattoos one, but fouled on the third baseline. That pitch up and out. Ball one. Well, coming up next, about a half hour to 40 minutes after this game, number one team in the country, Santa Fe College, that pitch up as well. And Eastern Florida State College will battle. I pitch it well, but the center fielder was positioned perfectly. Good job by the coaches. They had a scouting report. They put him right there. And he makes the catch. So Manea flies out to center. And that'll bring up number 14, the right fielder, Chris Bush. 6'1" freshman. Bush, a lefty, hitting .367. That one's scorched, but right at him again. Well, you know, if you're St. Pete, you've at least got to look at it like this. You're hitting the ball hard, and it's in the second inning. So you've got to feel good about the fact that you're squaring the ball up. He's obviously not completely fooling you like he has with a lot of teams this year. And it's still early in the game. So your second and third time, now you've seen him. Now you know he's going to adjust, but you can adjust, and you've squared him up a little bit. So I would think that it would, as frustrating as it can be, it can also breed a little bit of confidence. Swings at that one in the dirt. Nasty pitch from LeBron. LeBron, a redshirt sophomore out of South Dade High School. He had 3 straight games without giving up a run, an earned run. And over his last 6 starts, he gave up a combined 4 runs, only 3 of them earned. That breaking ball came out of his hand, went over Holland's head. This is David Hollins batting now. Hollins, the third baseman. So a combined 3 earned runs his last 6 starts. No one has been able to get to David LeBron thus far. That's why I'm saying St. Pete has to feel pretty good that they are hitting the ball hard. Popped up into the screen. And in those games, he had back-to-back double-digit strikeout games. They were a little bit less towards the end against St. John's, Lake Sumter, and then against Miami-Dade. He pitched in the playoff game that they won 10-6. Ball in the dirt, now 2-2. Good at bat here by Hollins. He's fouled off a couple, spoiled a few, trying to get LeBron's pitch count up. Another thing you want to try to do is get that starter out of the game. If he's really, really good, as LeBron is, try to work his pitch count and force the hand of the coach. Maybe you get a few innings against the bullpen. And that may be your best bet, especially in the first round game. Everybody's going against everybody's best pitcher. That one's scorched again right at the third baseman. Bobbles it 3-4 times. It gets away. This one bounces into the corner and just sits there, and he's going to have to hold up at second base. So we'll see how they score that. They're going to go E5. It's the right call. 2-base error is what it's going to be. Could almost have an error on the fielding of the ball and then an error on the throw almost. Because it really, the bobblings that probably allowed him to get the first, and then the throws would allow him to get the second, but it was given 1 error, of course. But they have hit the ball very hard 3 times this inning. First pitch low. John Cummings batting. Pitch up high, ball 2. Well, St. Pete College threatening with 2 outs. 2-0 count to Cummings. 224 hitter. That one low. 3-0. Waiting on deck is Alan Archer, 267 hitter. But John Cummings does have 6 home runs. And Cummings swings at a 3-0 pitch. Flies it out towards right. I guess he had the green light on 3-0. He flies out. David LeBron gets out of it. But St. Pete College hit the ball hard that inning, but couldn't get anything done against David LeBron. We are headed to the third. 0-0 Central Florida and St. Pete College. N.J. Williamson will lead off for the College of Central Florida. Williamson, the shortstop. Williamson, 306 hitter, and there's a base knock for Williamson. Second hit of the day. No, correction. First hit. I was looking at St. Pete College. That's the first hit for College of Central Florida.
Baseman, number 35, Vincent Adana.
Vincent Adana, the number 9 hitter, the second baseman, will now bat. 262, 3 home runs, 28 RBI. Catcher trots out to have a talk with Stefanacci. Quick discussion. That pitch in there for a strike. Now 1-1 through the second baseman, Vincent Adana. That ball gets away from the catcher. He can't find it. Runner's going to end up on third base. First to third on the wild pitch. And the College of Central Florida is cooking right now with an opportunity to take the lead with a fly ball in the top of the order waiting on deck. B.J. Harmon, Luke Heyer, and John Casala. That one hit to second base. Base hit. 1-0 Central Florida. Patriots take an early lead. A hit, a wild pitch, and another hit. Just like that, 1-0. And nobody out here for the Patriots in the top half of the third.
Brings up the center fielder, number 3, B.J. Harmon.
So top of the order, B.J. Harmon with Luke Heyer waiting on deck. Pitch low. That pitch down as well, now 2-0. So 2-0 hole for Stefanacci. That pitch in there for a strike. Two-one. Adana at first base. He singled in first run of the game. That one on the inside corner for a strike. Two-two pitch now coming. Curveball outside, full count, and you've got Luke Heyer and John Casala waiting. You do not want to put runners on base. Runner goes, swing, the hit and run, and nothing, as it's just fouled off. Harmon walked and stole second back in the first. It's the catalyst for this Central Florida offense. Big reason they've been playing so well. Runner goes again, and the hit and run works like a charm. It goes to the left side. He had to, because that's where the pitch was at. So he did the fundamental thing, drove it into left, and now runners at first and second, nobody out. And the meat of the order coming up. Luke Heyer struck out back in the first, but now 3 straight singles and a meeting at the mound upcoming. So we will take a quick break. We'll be back. Runners at first and second. Luke Heyer up, nobody out for Central Florida. Back at Henley Field. Luke Heyer, the big stick in the lineup, squares the bunt. I wonder if he did that on his own. Or if Marty Smith knows he's got Casala waiting behind him and he's going to take his chances. Again, these guys know what they're doing. I don't, but I would not give up an out with Luke Heyer. He maybe comes to bat 4 times today. I'm not letting him give himself up once. I'm playing for a big inning. Well, he's going to get a chance to swing the bat now. It sort of looked like he was definitely wasn't bunting for a hit, but he was going to try to give himself an opportunity. He was squaring early. Interesting strategy. You kind of see it all here at the state tournament. These coaches do some things that maybe on paper and in the book you go, man, that's an interesting play, but you're trying to win. That's all you're trying to do. One game at a time. Win this one. Then you worry about the next one. And if that's what it takes is you have your best hitter bunt, you have your best hitter bunt. And I'm more of the school of thought. You play for a big inning, try to blow this game open right here with your 2, 3, 4 hitters. That one down in the dirt, 1 and 2. 'He tried to wear that one a little, but he stuck that left leg out there. Didn't hit him. Would have been interesting to see what the umpire did in that situation. Because he definitely turned his back to appear to get out of the way, but that left leg came out, and that was a smart play. Don't get me wrong. That one down, and a good at bat by Luke Heyer. He's gotten himself. He's going to get a chance here to swing the bat. 3-2. Going to see something. Three-two pitch coming up. Runners at first and second. Luke Heyer, leading RBI man in the state. He went around. Yes, he did, and he knows it. Really good pitch, so he was not going to give in and give Heyer a fastball. That shows you the respect that he has for Luke Heyer, and that's the second time striking him out. And that's the first out of the inning, and a big one.
First baseman, number 4, John Casala.
But now you've got to get around John Casala, another extremely talented hitter who can really swing the bat. Pitch in there for a strike. Oh, 1 pitch, staring back at the runner at second. Not much of a lead. He yanks that shoulder and pops one up. Tough sky with that sun. Shortstop makes the play. And he has again worked around Heyer and Casala. Central Florida still has they've already gotten a run. They're trying to add to it. It's going to have to be Connor Kryl, the left fielder. He flew out to center his last at bat. He'll look to put some more runs on the board. Ball 1 to Kryl. Pitch down as well. Now 2-0. Well, you've got Hollingsworth on deck, another left-handed bat. Pitch gets by. The runners move up. It's going to be a pass ball or it will be a wild pitch. He should have caught it, but the rule says wild pitch. And now 3-0 and an empty base at first. So you want to be careful you don't groove one too good for Kryl. He's a good hitter. Despite the 239 average, he's hitting the 4-hole. So he lets Kryl go, and now he'll try to deal with Hollingsworth, the designated hitter, who hits 345.
Next batter is the designated hitter, number 33, Levi Hollingsworth.
Hollingsworth ready. Bases are loaded, full of Patriots. First pitch down. Nowhere to put him. And it's going to have to be. Something's got to give. That's what I was trying to say. Something's got to give here. Pitch fouled off. One pitch coming to Hollingsworth. Stefanacci. That one's fouled out of play as well. Good pitch by Stefanacci, and Hollingsworth will step back, adjust his gloves, reevaluate the situation. Step back in behind in the count. Hollingsworth had a First 3 unassisted, grounded out to first base in the second inning. That pitch up. He must be having some issues with signs or with something, because this is probably, what, about third or fourth time he's gone out, Tyler? I'm guessing. I'm saying at least the third, probably fourth, maybe fifth time that the catcher's gone out there. So I'm wondering if they're having some issues with the signs, or if he's just really wanting to make sure that maybe he feels like the runner at second is getting a peek in on what he's calling, and so he's going out there to give him the pitch sequence, and they're talking about it out of the mound. Beautiful pitch, breaking ball, backdoor breaking ball on the outside corner, catches him looking to end the inning. So we will go to the bottom of the third. St. Pete trails 1-0. Due up, Archer, Dominguez, and then back to the top of the order with Jensen. We'll be right back. You're watching the FCSA tournament on YouTube. Alan Archer will lead off for the Titans of St. Petersburg College. He swings and misses at the first offering from David LeBron. David LeBron has allowed just one hit, struck out one. Averages more than a strikeout an inning. He has been filthy through the last half of the season. Oh, 2. 0-2 pitch coming. Right there on the outside corner, and no messing around from LeBron. He goes right after him on 0-2 pitch. Just burns one on the corner and sends him back to the dugout. So Archer strikes out looking.
Brings up the first baseman, number 25, Alex Dominguez.
And now Alex Dominguez will bat. Dominguez, a .282 hitter. 408 on base. I'd love to get a base runner against LeBron. Teams have found that to be very difficult. .208 ERA, and that has come down significantly from the first half of the season. He has been lighting it up recently. He gets a ground ball to third base from Dominguez and back to the top of the order. And Jensen.
Brings up the shortstop, number 5, Trevor Jensen.
And Trevor Jensen singled to start the game off and was part of a 3-6-1 double play. He takes strike one. They're going to have to start jumping on him earlier in the count, I think. He's getting ahead, and then he's able to really throw that slider and really mix his pitches up, throw that changeup, and it's been... There was a hard slider down in the dirt. Curveball high. I think he maybe is going to go back away here with a fastball. One fouled back. 2-2, 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the order for St. Pete. They trail 1-0 to the College of Central Florida. Vincent Adana with the RBI for the College of Central Florida. Curveball pulled foul. That one hit out towards left. Catch is made by the left fielder. That's Connor Cryle. And inning over. So we're going to the fourth. Score is still 1-0 Central Florida. You're watching the FCSA tournament right here on YouTube. Back at historic Henley Field in Lakeland, Florida for the 2016 FCSAA State NJCAA Region 8 tournament. Gomez at bat. He's 0 for 1. He flew out to center. He didn't like that call. One hit to shortstop, a one hopper. Hit the edge of the grass. Kind of took a weird hop, but a nice play by the shortstop and a throw. We've seen some good defense today from a lot of the teams. First game, Gulf Coast State College, their shortstop struggled at the beginning and then really got it together and had a nice game. Roberson. They won 5-3 over Broward. St. John's River just exploded on Northwest Florida State College, 11-1 in 8 innings. Now Bradley Felkel will bat. He's 0 for 1. He flew out to center as well as last time at bat. Hope you're enjoying our broadcast. Make sure to subscribe. Sign into your YouTube account and subscribe to the channel. Helps us out. And also, you can set up reminders for the games. If the times were to change because of rain or because of an extra inning game or something, you would get the reminder at the time that we've adjusted it to. One hopper to first base for the second out. And now N.J. Williamson, the shortstop.
Next batter for Central Florida is number 12, the shortstop, N.J. Williamson.
Breaking ball for a strike to Williamson. Williamson, in his last at bat, singled, moved to third on a wild pitch, and then scored on Vincent Nadana's RBI single. That is the lone run of the game. That one bunted foul. Williamson trying to reach any way he can. Now 0-2. Pitch off the plate. I think Williamson himself might have thought that was close to a strike. Was off the plate. Now 2-2. Williamson's worked the count even with 2 outs, nobody on. One hit out to center field. Center fielder underneath it, makes the catch for the 3rd out. So 1-2-3 inning for Stefanacci, and we will go to the bottom of the 4th. For St. Pete, Brown, Hanson, and Manea. We'll be right back. You're watching the FCSAA tournament right here on YouTube. Back at Henley Field, Kellen Brown, the second baseman, will lead off. Second hitter in the lineup for the St. Pete College Titans. Takes ball 1. David LeBron is retired. All but 2 batters. 1 single and 1 reached on an error. That's it. Piece of it fouled back. Now 1-2. LeBron ahead once again. Making a living out of working ahead in the count. That's what good pitchers do. Then they make you have to play them instead of knowing what's coming. Now he can just throw any sort of pitches at you, any number in his arsenal. So you've got to have a good eye against a pitcher who gets ahead, and it's tough. He hides the ball well. Quick delivery. Now the count full at 3-2. Half hour after this game, Santa Fe College, who are the #1 team in the nation, will face Eastern Florida State College. Full count pitch coming for Brown. Fouls it off to stay alive off his foot. He'll have to shake that one off. Umpire will give him a second to do so. He'll brush the plate again. Well, it's the same thing the batters do, and the catcher does, I should say. When the umpire gets hit, he'll trot out to the pitcher's mound and have a conversation he never intended to have, but to give the umpire a second to regroup himself. There's a pitch high, ball four. Good at bat by Brown, and a base runner against LeBron, which again has been very hard to come by. And the Titans have one on to start the inning. They also got the first runner on in the first on a single by Jensen, but he was promptly doubled, part of a double play. And now the number 3 hitter, center fielder Alex Hansen, will bat. Hansen, 384. Takes a big cut, but fouls it off. Hansen from Tampa, Florida. A fairly local player for Coach Beckham. Excuse me. I'll get it right on the third time. How about that? Throw over, and we have seen 2 that have been thrown over. Actually, it's 3 now that have been thrown over and gone all the way to the fence over there, and it is a huge area over there to get lost, and every runner goes into third standing up. It's an automatic 2-base error if it gets by the first baseman and gets to the fence. Hansen drills one to third. This could be another double play. To second, and safe at first. So hustling all the way down the line, Hansen ends up just being a fielder's choice. 5-4.
Brings up the catcher, number 23, Scott Manea.
And that could prove to be a big play. Those are the ones that, you don't go in the book as a hit. It's actually just an 0 for 1 now, but the fact that he hustled down the line, didn't get the double play. If he comes around to score, that's a play that could prove to be huge in this game, and that's what you have to do in this tournament. You can't give up outs. You can't mope around. You've got to play hard. You've got to hustle, and those kinds of plays usually end up in positive results. Not saying he's going to score, but now you're making this pitcher, you're making LeBron potentially pitch to another batter, potentially throw 8 to 10 more pitches. And in the long run, in the whole scheme of things, it could be beneficial for your team, even if you don't come around to score. So you have to think long term sometimes, and a hustle play like that can be very beneficial. He'll take off running. They pitch out, but he was just a little bit too fast. Anyways, they pitched out. A pretty good throw, but he beats it out, and now he's in scoring position. So he runs out the ground ball that could have been a double play. Now he steals second, and he's in position to tie the game. Manea, the catcher, batting. And it sounds simple, but it's really, young kid watching. Hustle all the time. Run down the line. You don't know what's going to happen. The ball could get thrown away. You could beat it out and then steal second and maybe score, tie the game. It's just really the little things in this game. It is a game of inches, as they say. Baseball and softball are games of inches, and as you can see, he barely beat it out to first, and he barely was safe on the steal. So twice now he's made close plays, but he's hustled both times. And now Manea with a 1-2 count. The catcher who flew out to center his first at bat. Ball in the dirt, and now he will move up to third. That's one the catcher will want to have back right through the 5-hole. And he stops that most of the time, Gomez. Just let that one squirt through. Well, he can't afford to let another one go through, that's for sure. Two-two pitch. That one hit on a high, and that could end up being a hit. It is going to be a hit. Manea is going to hold up the RBI, though, on the hit. So look what you have there. You've got a run scored on a hustle play because he beat out a potential double play. Again, kids at home, run down the line. That doesn't prove the point to you. I'm not sure what will. So Hansen scores on the infield single by Manea. That was a tough play. It was there was not much the first baseman could do on that one. He was going to try to make a play at home, or at least think about making a play at home and then go touch the base. It was just out of about maybe 2 inches over his glove, and he did the best he could, just couldn't make the play. That ball gets through. So that's a couple. The score is tied 1-1. We had a discussion there. I thought the gentleman behind me was talking about the count, so I told him it was 1-0. And the score is 1-1. The count is 1-0. Runner at second base, second. Not sure if they gave that a pass ball or a wild pitch. I would think a wild pitch, I guess, if it was down in the dirt. I couldn't see it from here. I wasn't looking at the screen. That's a nice pitch from LeBron to even the count at 1-1. Manea out there in scoring position for Bush. B-U-S-C-H. Just to clear that up in case you were wondering, Chris Bush, freshman, West Palm Beach. Runner dancing around at second, pitch low. 3-1. Well, right-handed batter Hollins on deck reached on an error. On 3-1, Bush may get a pitch to take a cut at right here. On the outside corner for a strike to even the count at 3-2. Nice placement by LeBron, painting that corner. Outside, ball 4. So a walk to Bush now puts runners at first and second. And number 15, David Hollins, coming to the plate.
Number 15, David Hollins.
Hollins reached on an error by the third baseman. Back in the second, he was just the second base runner of the game for the Titans. He hits that one to third as well. They'll try to roll this double play. He came off. Oh, no, they're going to say he got his foot back on the bag. And so a nice play by the first baseman. I thought he had pulled his foot, but he got it back on the bag for the double play. Nice job by the College of Central Florida. So they hold St. Pete College right there with just one run. We're tied up going to the top of the fifth. Due up for the Patriots, Vincent Adana, B.J. Harmon, Luke Heyer. We'll be right back. We are back at Henley Field live for the 2016 FCSAA State Tournament. It is 5:54 p.m. Adana takes a strike, now 1-1. Adana singled in the run, the lone run for Central Florida last inning. St. Pete answered on an RBI by Manea. One popped up to second base for the out. And back to the top of the order, B.J. Harmon. And you just have to think that Heyer and Casala are not going to continue going 0 for one of them. One of them is probably going to come up with a big hit at some point. So if you're St. Pete, you know you're going to have to score. Obviously, if you want to win, you have to score more because it's tied. That goes without saying. But it's probably going to take more than just a couple runs. Both of these teams have the ability to explode offensively. Nice crowd here at Henley Field. It's filled in, especially on the sides, it seems like. Everyone's kind of going down the lines. No one wants to sit over by us in the middle, Tyler. Pitch in there for a strike on a 3-0 count. He was taking all the way. There's a walk on a 3-1 pitch and a base runner to get things going for the College of Central Florida. And that was B.J. Harmon drawing his second walk of the game. He's now reached base all 3 at bats, 2 walks and a single. And now vaunted Luke Heyer steps in, leader in the state in RBI with 61. And you know what's wild? I don't know if I discussed this with you or not, Tyler, but runner goes, fouled off. In Oklahoma and Kansas and some of those areas, they had a guy who had 29 home runs and 123 RBIs in one season. I can't imagine a player in Florida physically being able to do that against the type of pitching that he would have to do it against. There's just no way. And the thing is, I don't know anything about the pitching. I'll be completely honest that he played for Neosho College. I don't know anything about the pitching there or the dimensions of the parks. But he's got another teammate that has like 27 home runs. A guy for Seminole has 28 or 29 home runs and 100 RBIs. And it just seems like, obviously you're good if you're doing that. Don't get me wrong. You're really good if you're doing that. To me, that guy should like be the first pick in the draft next year. I mean, those are some insane numbers. He actually won the Triple Crown, so congratulations. And I'll look his name up because I don't want to forget his name. Swing and a miss by Heyer. That's his third strikeout of the game.
Brings up the first baseman, number 4, John Casala.
John Casala now with a chance with a runner at first. Briley Ware was the player from Neosho County. He's a freshman. First time since 1985. They've had a Triple Crown. Harmon goes, ball in the dirt. He'll steal second easily. Now in scoring position for Casala. Gotta like the aggressiveness. Oh, he also hit 589, by the way. 589. That's absurd. Stolen base for Harmon. Just his third stolen base of the season, believe it or not. Actually been caught stealing 7 times. He got a great jump there and picked the perfect pitch, ball in the dirt. Nice aggressive play by Coach Marty Smith. Runs have been at a premium. We've got another mound visit. Every time there's somebody on second base, it seems like they're running out there. So this may just be a practice that they have. When there's somebody at second, they're either flipping up a sign or they're going ahead and calling a pitch or two in advance or something. It might just be something that St. Pete College does to avoid any sort of tipping of signs out at second base. Pitch outside. I haven't noticed anything from any of the teams today as far as tipping signs, so I don't think that they are believing that Central is doing it by any stretch. Pitch inside corner for a strike, now 2-2. I think it's probably something they do. Better safe than sorry, I guess. Casala to third. Stays down on it. Needs to make a throw, and he does for the third out. So Casala and Heyer combined 0 for 6. And if you are Stefanacci, you're very happy with the way you've pitched those two guys, and Coach Ryan Beckman has to be thrilled. St. Pete College will come to bat in the 5th inning. They'll have Cummings, Archer, and Dominguez due up. You are watching the 2016 FCSAA State Tournament right here on YouTube. We are back at Henley Field in Lakeland, Florida. And my boys, Scotty and Ryan, are watching the game again. Thanks for watching, fellas. Appreciate you tuning in. It was Scotty's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. He turned 4. 4 years old. Getting too big. He needs to slow down and stop growing up. Ryan will be 2 in June. So Ryan and Scotty, thanks for watching. Love you guys. Hopefully I'll
20.
See you soon. Cummings will lead off now for St. Pete. Fouled off the netting. Oh-2 pitch coming to Cummings. It's a tongue twister. LeBron spins a breaking ball. That one tapped to third. Short hop. Throw across the diamond. Nicely done by Luke Heyer. Strong throw right on the money. Well, Heyer's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. But he knows for his team to win, he has to contribute in other ways, and he's going to get another at-bat. So you got to get that out of your head. Play good defense. Get ready for that 4th at-bat and try to make something happen then. Good players don't hang their heads, that's for sure, and he's not one to do that. Nice defensive play. First pitch on the outside corner for a strike to Alan Archer. Again, towards the end of the season, it's tough to find a team that played better than the College of Central Florida over the last 10 or 15 games. They fought back from a 1-6 hole in conference play to make the tournament. That one hit hard right at the third baseman. Heyer smothers that one. He's going to have to make a strong throw. And he got him. Beautiful play by the first baseman. We got to take a look at that one. I'll tell you what, it's a big league play by Heyer and then by Casala, who is only 5'8" at first base. He went to the other side of the bag, tapped his foot on it, and he was out. That's a great play. That's just a good defensive play by Heyer.
Brings up the first baseman, number 25, Alex Dominguez.
I like getting excited by just a ground ball to third, Tyler, because that's shows you they're making good plays. We'll take a look at that when we can. Maybe at the end of this inning we'll take a look back at Luke Heyer's play. First pitch strike to Dominguez. He grounded out to third back in the third inning. One and two now to Dominguez. And that one foul tip right into the mitt. Third out. Good inning by David LeBron. A 1-2-3. St. Pete will have the top of the order the next time they come to bat. For Central Florida, it's Connor Cryle, Hollingsworth, and Gomez. We'll be right back. Oh yeah, Tyler, thank you. Let's take a look at that play before we go. By Luke Heyer. He knocked it down. It was hit very sharply, smothered it, threw across, and Casala got himself on the other side of the bag to make the out. Nice play by both of them. We'll head to the top of the 6th. Score tied 1-1. Just 5 combined hits. A pitching clinic being put on today. Connor Cryle will start things off for the College of Central Florida. Cryle is 0 for 1. He flew out to center and then walked on a third at bat. For the redshirt sophomore from Ocala, Florida. Pitch down now, 2-1. Both teams know that a run or two at the rate this game's being pitched could be the difference in the game. It looked like earlier maybe the offenses were starting to come alive, breaking ball in there for strike 2. But since the pitchers have definitely settled in again, that would have been strike 3, and it was fought off by Cryle. That one popped up. See if it's going to stay in play. Catcher makes a beautiful play. Nicely done by Manea. And he chucks it to shortstop. Adrenaline going after making that play. Spins it around the infield. Pitcher Stefanacci walking slowly back to the mound, giving himself a chance to get a breather after running off the hill. Well, now he's back out there. I don't know if he's still not feeling well. He wasn't feeling well in the first inning, if you were watching. He's pitching well. Like a Jordan flu game, possibly, going on right here. Sarah Shira on the camera. Off speed. And Tyler Allen on the controls. Thank you to both of them. Thank you to Kelly Warren, Bill Hamilton, Bing Tyus, everybody else that helped make these broadcasts possible. All the coaches and players, of course. We do it for them. We appreciate you watching. That one right back at Tom Haggerty, who's down there taking photos. And you can see those photos by going to the FCSAA Sports YouTube and Twitter page. Tom takes some phenomenal shots. He did it for the softball tournament. If you're a softball fan, too, you can go check out those photos. They're all there. He takes some really, really nice pictures. There's an art to that, and Tom's got it figured out. Make sure you follow the FCSAA Sports on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Helps us out. Also gives you reminders if the game's going to start a little bit later, rain, or like today. Games were about 40 minutes behind. It'll give you a reminder if we go change the times in there. So we will make sure we're updating those times to at least within, 5 or 10 minutes. Did he go around? No, he did not. I didn't think he did either. Well, that's the 7th ambulance today. Again, we are right across the street from a hospital. So that's the reason if you've been hearing so many ambulances, it's not a crazy part of town or anything. It is just where the hospital is. Three-two pitch coming from Stefanacci. Popped up out of play. Right off the roof above us. Three-two pitch coming. And Hollingsworth draws the walk. Stefanoci back out to the hill. The runner at first now. And Gomez will bat. Gomez 0 for 2. Flew out to center in the second. Grounded out to short in the fourth. Make sure we thank Wallace Minto as well. Good old Wally. Been helping out a lot around here at Hindley Field, doing a little bit of everything. The staff here at Hindley has been great as well. Yesterday, Florida Southern let us come in here early and get everything set up. Never would have been set up in time if we only were able to come this morning. So thank you to the athletic department at Florida Southern. Base knock for Gomez. He turns the dugout, his dugout, as he runs by and tells them something. It was his dugout, though, so that's fine. Just don't want to do that to the opposing team's dugout, Tyler. Usually good things don't result. Pinch hitter for Bradley Felkel, number 7.
The batter for Central Florida is number 7, Evan Holland.
Evan Holland. Strike 1 to Holland. Santa Fe Saints are in the building. Eastern Florida probably not far behind them. They will be the next game, about a half hour after this one. Breaking ball for a strike, now strike 2. And that was the one to try to bunt. He didn't want to try to handle a breaking ball, but now it's 0-2. I would guess if this game goes at the same pace as the rest of the game is gone, that the Santa Fe Eastern Florida game will probably start around 7:30. That one hit down the right field line. Catch is made. Runner will tag from second, go into third. There will be runners at the corners. So a fly out, a sack for Holland. Well, not a sack, but the runner moved up.
Shortstop number 12, N.J. Williamson.
N.J. Williamson, the shortstop, on now bat. He singled back in the third, scored after moving to third on a wild pitch. He went all the way from first to third on a wild pitch, and then 1 inning later flew out. That pitch misses. One and 0. 2 outs, runners at the corners. Williamson takes a strike. When I saw a replay of that, I guess it missed high. But, man, it did not miss by much, that first pitch. Held up 2-1. Could prove to be a big pitch in this at-bat. It was definitely, if anything, it was high. It wasn't anything else. Pitch down low, 3-1. Vincent Adana waiting on deck. The catcher out to the mound. This time there's nobody at second. So he likes going out to the mound, I think, is what it is. Some catchers, is that true, Sarah? Some catchers like to have that face-to-face, like to talk, have that contact. I guess it's just the personal feel for how your game is. Sarah is a catcher. Such an important part of the game. They're involved in every single pitch. So if they're not on the same page with the pitcher, you got to go out there and make sure you are. Wow, that seemed to work. 3-2. Big pitch, 3-2, 2 outs. Runners will be moving. Big spot. You don't have to groove one. You have a base open. You do not have to give him one right down the middle if you're Stefanacci. And he does throw a breaking ball. That's going to be a tough play. No, he comes in on it, makes the catch, comes running in hard on it for the out. I thought it was going to die a little bit quicker, but it held up in the air. And they get out of the inning. Headed to the bottom of the 6th for St. Pete. Due up. Top of the order, Jensen, Brown, and Hanson. We'll be right back. Back live at Henley Field, the 2016 FCSAA tournament. For everything FCSAA, check out thefcsaasports.com. Rob Cheney does a great job upkeeping that website. Belinda Wheatcroft with the FCSAA.com, where you can find out more. We spoke to Kelly Warren, the president of the FCSAA, earlier, and she let us in on let the viewers in on a lot of the things that the FCSAA offers beyond athletics. They have brain bowl, forensics, fine arts, theater, all that kind of stuff. Opportunities for students to be involved extracurricularly, earn scholarships, compete against upper division schools at times in the brain bowl, and compete well and win, not just out there to be there showing up. Breaking ball up over the head of Jensen. 1-1. Top of the 6th. Patriots, Titans, 1-1. 6 hits combined. LeBron is throwing a 2-hitter, and that is a nasty pitch. That is just tied him up. That's hard to handle. One-two pitch from LeBron. Tapped foul down the third base line. The sun is starting to catch us now. One-two pitch to Jensen. Jensen hammers one out to left. That's going to get down, cut off by the outfielder. Jensen will make a wide turn, but good defense out in left field to cut that one off. Good positioning. That could have been trouble down the line. Jensen reaches with his second hit of the day. He is now 2 for 3.
Brings up the second baseman, number 12, Kellen Brown.
And that will bring to the plate Kellen Brown, a sophomore out of Dunedin. Squares. Brings it back. Squares again. Squares again. Pops it up. It hits. The runner had to hold. And you know, that is a tough position to be in. You know, your instincts are to, if you're the coach, to be upset with the guy at first, but the last thing you want to do there is get doubled off. That's tough. That's tough. He probably could have been a little bit further down the line, maybe, but again, that's a tough play and one where you're kind of hung out to dry. So he did the only thing that he could do there, stay out of the double play. Now Hansen will bat. Back in the fourth, Hansen hit into what looked like it was going to be a tailor-made double play, 5-4-3. But he hustled down the line, beat it out by about half a second, maybe less than that, and then eventually came around to score after a stolen base, wild pitch, and then a single by Minea. That one tapped. This one could be another. Oh, they're going to have to take the out at first. There was no time for the out at second. Smart play by the shortstop, Williamson. A runner in scoring position now for Minea. So 6-3 put out for the second out. And Minea will bat. Minea has an RBI single already to his credit. Pitch down, good stop by Gomez, keeping that one in front. One 0. Minea back in there. Breaking ball, strike, great pitch by LeBron. One pitch and a timeout. Very deliberate here from LeBron, trying to mess the timing up of Minea. Been working pretty quickly. That's the stuff you do as a pitcher. You've got to keep guys off balance. Breaking ball, nasty. A late swing, defensive swing by Minea. I think he just realized at the last second that was breaking into the strike zone. There's not much you can do. LeBron has his signal. Minea takes low. Pitch down as well. Good eye by Minea. Now 3-2. That was the stat computer restarting behind us, in case you're wondering what that Windows restart was. 3-2 pitch. Down in the dirt, ball 4. Manea, nice at bat, draws the walk.
Brings up the right fielder, number 14, Chris Bush.
Next batter, Bush will bat. He walked back in the 4th, lined out in the 2nd. And those shadows are starting to form across where the pitch is coming in, so it's going to be more difficult for the batters to pick the ball up as it travels into the shadows. First pitch in for a strike. Pitch is hit off the end of the bat to third. Higher across the diamond. Strong throw for the 3rd out. That'll end the 6th. We'll go to the 7th. We're still tied up at 1 apiece. You're watching the FCSAA tournament right here on YouTube. Back here at Henley Field, the shadows starting to creep across. They are across home plate and through the clay, and it's going to become more difficult as a batter. Pick the ball up. 1-1 game. Runs have been at a premium. College of Central Florida going to try to break the ice here in the 7th.
New pitcher for St. Pete College is number 4, Kevin King. And the batter for College of Central Florida is number 10, Ryan Knowles.
So Knowles will bat for Adana. And we've got a new pitcher for St. Pete College as well. That's number 4, Kevin King, freshman. So a lefty goes in. Coach Marty Smith pulls the string and pulls the lefty Adana out. Puts Knowles in to hit for him. Playing the percentages, nasty breaking ball there from King. King comes in with a 6.85 ERA, 47 innings, 57 strikeouts. Started 12 games. He's one of their main starters, it looks like, at least for a good portion of the year. I think he might have went around. No, he didn't. First base umpire has a lot better view than I do. Did not go around. Tyler's got the video in front of him. Says no. I got the replay about to play. Just gets a piece. Might have hit that one off his foot. Nope, looks like he held his swing up on that one. Flashed across the screen. That one outside, now 3-2. Well, where one run could make the difference, a walk would be considered a very, very positive at-bat. And that's what Knowles does. Good at bat. Good job drawing the walk. And now back to the top of the order. Number 3, B.J. Harmon, the center fielder, will bat. He's reached 3 times, twice by walk, once by single. Stolen a base. That one pushed foul. They've not been able to keep a bunt fair. They've bunted, both teams have bunted a lot of balls foul. Oh, you're trying to hug the line and all, but when you're trying to lay down a sacrifice, you're not as concerned about putting one right down the line. Pulls the bat back. Well, he did. He offered at it. And they checked. Good job by the catcher checking the umpire. Sometimes it's tough. And it did look like he offered at it. 1 on, nobody out, 1-2 count. That one hits him in the helmet. And he stares out at the pitcher. It was a curveball. I know he got hit in the helmet and all, but I mean, he's just had he's obviously on a 1-2, not trying to hit somebody in the head, that's for sure. Well, we hope he's okay. It appears to be. It looked like more of a glancing blow than anything. We're glad Harmon, that could have been dangerous.
Brings up the third baseman, number 2, Luke Heyer.
Luke Heyer will now bat with an opportunity. He's 0 for 3. He's played great defense and now has a chance to do some damage. They may be making a change. You bring a relief pitcher in, and I'm not sure that Stefanacci wasn't not feeling well or something, because he had pitched really well, only allowed 4 hits through 6 innings. Reliever comes in, walk, hit by pitch, and he will get pulled from the game, and a reliever will come on. We'll tell you about the reliever when we get back.
New pitcher for St. Pete is number 18, Scott Thomas.
Scott Thomas will now pitch for St. Pete. Lots of Scotts on the St. Pete team. Tyler thinks it's just a common name in St. Pete since I'm from there, and I'm starting to think you might be right, although I don't think all these players are from St. Pete. And he is really crouched down. This is kind of an intimidating delivery. Bunt to higher. The play goes to third. Nicely done. So again, you square around a bunt with your best hitter, and it's the risks that you take in the tournament. You know what? By looking at the third base coach right now, that was not, I don't believe, the call that was put in right there for higher to bunt.
Number 4, John Casala.
I think Marty Smith wanted him to swing away. Casala tips one, foul. Pitch just fouled off again. Casala really bailing, trying to pull one. Well, if you're Thomas now, you're probably trying to stay away. And he does go away with that one, 1-2. I'd stay out there if I was him. Casala needs to be disciplined at the plate right now. Oh, Higher and Casala are 0 for 7, so something's got to give here potentially. Chance for Casala to put his team out in front. And that one hit out to center. Diving catch made. Can they get him at second? No. The throw, he misjudged the throw. And they're not able to get the double play, but a tremendous play out in the outfield. I mean, give Hansen credit on that. That's a great play. Well, when you've got a 1-1 game, you expect that there's been some good defense played, and there's been some good defense played by both teams.
Next batter is the left fielder, number 22, Connor Cryle.
And now it's up to Connor Cryle to try to give Central Florida the lead. Cryle hits one deep to right. Will it stay in? It looks like it will, and a flyout ends the inning. So a good job in relief by Thomas, and he is jacked up coming off the field. The Central Florida threatens, but they leave 2 on base. And the St. Petersburg College Titans will come to bat in the 7th with Hollins, Cummings, and Archer when we return right here on the FCSAA Sports YouTube channel. David Hollins now batting. And quickly 0-2. LeBron doing what he does best, throwing strikes and being very hard to hit. And Holland goes down. And now let's see who's batting.
Brings up the left fielder, number 20, is John Cummings.
So Hollins down, and now Cummings. Swing and a miss. Cummings, the left fielder, is 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out. St. Pete threatened a little bit in the 6th, but LeBron was able to get out of it, as he's done over the last half of this season on a consistent basis. That one turned on, hit to higher. He's going to have to make a strong throw across the diamond, and he gets back on the bag for the out. Another sparkling defensive play. Higher can absolutely rocket the ball. They should think about putting him in to pitch. And in fact, he has pitched 2 innings this season. What a play. That's one you think, okay.
For the Titans is a designated hitter.
At the maybe at the major league level they throw me out, but the collegiate level, no one's going to have an arm like that. And Higher just absolutely unleashes a cannon. Alan Archer now batting. Archer 0 for 2. And Casala over there at first is 5'8". You almost never see a 5'8" first baseman. And the fact that he's able to make those plays on high throws and throws in the dirt, and he's very technically sound over at first base for a guy who I'm guessing probably didn't grow up playing first. I could be wrong. 0-2. Now to Archer. Down and away. LeBron wastes one there, trying to get him to fish after one. Strike 3. That ends the inning. St. Pete down in order. We'll be back with the top half of the 8th. We're still score tied at 1 still. Central Florida due to bat. Hollingsworth, Gomez, and Holland. We'll be right back. Back at Henley Field, Scott Jamieson, Game 3 of the 2016 FCSAA tournament. And a very, very large contingency of Santa Fe fans just came in to the building for the next game. And a base hit by Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth said, I want to get a run this inning. Let's do it right now. And he starts it off with a single. Good piece of hitting. Just driving it right between that 5-6 hole. And they're still pouring in, Tyler. This is a really nice crowd here for this game and then the next game. The third base side is packed. Pitch in there for a strike, now 0-1. Throw over, Hollingsworth. Actually, it looks like they pinch ran. One hit out to left. The sun is bad out there. It seems like he found it fairly easily. Good job by the outfielder. Was number 1 pinch running out there. Garrett Wright out of Plant City is the pinch runner.
Batter's number 7, Evan Holland.
No one hit. No foul. Thought it was going to maybe kick back fair there for half a second. So Garrett Wright at first base for Hollingsworth. 0-1 pitch from Thomas. Runner going, hit and run on. Nicely done. Very good execution. And now first and third with one out. Central Florida got exactly what they wanted. They hit the ball to right field on a hit and run. That's what you have to do late in the game. Holland executes. And the runners now at first and third with just one out. A fly ball here by Williamson could give them the lead.
Now batting the shortstop, number 12, N.J. Williamson.
N.J. Williamson batting. Williamson today singled in the third and scored, and then flew out his next to it, Matthews, 1 for 3. The squeeze is on, and it is successful. He's safe. Central Florida has the lead. The squeeze play. They haven't been able to lay a bunt down fair almost the whole game, and he lays down a beautiful bunt for the squeeze. Execution by the Patriots has them out in front 2-1 over St. Pete College.
Next batter is number 10, Ryan Knowles.
And now Ryan Knowles, the number 9 hitter. He pinch hit for Vincent Adana back in the 7th. Walked. One out. One fouled off, inside pitch. One now coming, 2 outs, 2 on, off speed, fouled back. And the pitcher and batter talking to each other a little bit out there. Knowles didn't like that he was thrown behind. The pitcher didn't like that he said something. They probably both need to just play. Foul tipped into the glove for a strikeout. And now 2 outs in the 8th. That'll bring the top of the order, Harmon, to the plate, and I'd imagine a lefty from the bullpen. We'll let you know when we come back. You're watching the FCSAA tournament right here on YouTube. Back at Henley Field, the College of Central Florida has finally broken this tie with a run in the 8th. They manufactured it and got it home on a squeeze, a suicide squeeze. Coach Marty Smith had been playing for that one run for a couple innings, and he got it.
The center fielder, number 3, B.J. Harmon.
He knew, and the good managers do that. They adjust to the way the game's going. And that means bunting with your number 3 hitter, you got to do sometimes. You have to adjust as the game goes, make calls as the game goes, and it may not be by the book, but you're trying to win a game to get you to the next round of the tournament. This isn't a regular season game where maybe you just do it by the book and hope it works out. This is a situation where your season is theoretically on the line. It's not actually on the line yet. It's not an elimination game. He offered at it on that one for a strike. Harmon did, 0-2. But the concept still stands. It is a huge, huge game. These first round games are ultra important because it allows you to set your rotation up a little bit better. It allows you to use your pitching a little bit better. In the case of the game next against Santa Fe and Eastern Florida, the winner doesn't play until Tuesday. Gulf Coast doesn't play until Tuesday, so they get to sit a day and rest. There's a strikeout on a nasty pitch from the lefty of Harmon, and St. Pete will come to bat in the 8th, trailing by a run. 2 up for the Titans in the 8th, Dominguez, and then back to the top of the order, Jensen and Brown. We'll see what the Titans can do in the bottom of the 8th. We'll be right back. Well, St. Pete needs a run to stay in this game in the next 2 innings. That one hit out to right by Dominguez. Foul. Good hustle out there by the right fielder. That's Evan Holland. And he was flying, just couldn't get to it. Covers a lot of ground out there, though. Gulf Coast and St. John's have already moved on to the second round. Broward and Northwest Florida are down in the losers bracket. They will play each other with the elimination on the line tomorrow. That game will be at 4 p.m., that elimination game. St. John's will play tomorrow at 10 a.m. against Polk. Strike 3 called on Dominguez. David LeBron still carving. Top of the order.
Brings up the shortstop, number 5, Trevor Jensen.
Trevor Jensen, the freshman out of Dunedin, close to St. Pete. First pitch, strike to Jensen. And LeBron's still throwing a lot of first pitch strikes. Fouled back, and LeBron now ahead 0-2. Ball gets by, but nobody's on base. Looks like the Santa Fe game may not start until about closer to 8, maybe 7:45, 7:50, but probably closer to 8. Depends on how quickly they can get the field squared away. Right back up the middle, base hit. Nice piece of hitting on that low pitch. Appeared to be low from here by Jensen. That's his third hit. Well, that's why he's in the leadoff spot. Take a look at Jensen. 9 stolen bases. Brown and Albat. Hansen waiting on deck. Hansen. Alex Hansen with a home run, 35 RBI, 35 steals. That one gets away. That one you could see coming out of his hand was going to be low. And the catcher just not able to close off that 5-hole again. And Gomez has had 3 or 4 that have slipped through there. And it's easier said than done. Being a catcher is not easy. A lot of it is technique. If you have the right technique and you have your glove in the right spot but that can go out the window when you've got a pitch coming at you at 88 miles an hour that's biting down and you were expecting something else, and now all of a sudden you have to try to adjust and your instincts take over sometimes. Pitch. Oh. I looked outside. And their first strike. Appreciate you tuning in to watch this Game 3. Got a good crowd of people watching and a good crowd in the ballpark, too. 2 excellent teams going at it right now. That one flared up over Heyer's head. No way. That thing had some English on it and cues into left field. Heyer misread it off the bat, thought it was coming to him, hesitated, and it was able to get up and over his head. And now runners at the corners for Hansen. Hansen, the leading hitter at 384. 35 RBI. He's got a chance to add to that.
Brings up the center fielder, number 6, Alex Hansen.
Walked 26 times. On base, 466. That was a cue shot off the end of the bat, and sometimes that's what it takes. You've got to have something go your way. And for St. Pete, that one went their way. Now Central Florida will look for something to go their way. They'll try to get a ground ball, the double play depth for the infielders. Hansen's tough to double off. He showed that earlier. But they are going to try to go for that. They have to try to get the double play. And if he hits it at either one of them, it would take probably a bad throw. And they'll change up their signal. The catcher will go back out there and make a call to the fielders, let them know what they're doing. In case there's a bunt, a squeeze. They may raise their squeeze with their own squeeze. Pitch down to the dirt, gets away. The run will come home to score. The ball game is tied. So Gomez, who has struggled to keep the ball in front, Lets one get by there. As a catcher, the runner at third, and you have a lead, you've really got to try to eat that thing. So a tie ball game, and now a runner at second in scoring position. Pitch in there for a strike to Hansen. College of Central Florida qualified as a wild card team, defeating Miami-Dade. St. Pete second in the Suncoast Conference. Spun up there and fouled off, just got a piece, and ahead in the count is LeBron. Pitch from LeBron. Hit to third. Look the runner back. Make the throw. The runner will hold at second base. A nice play by Luke Heyer. Those are the types of routine plays you have to have at the end of the game. It looks easy. It's not. Heyer makes it and keeps the runner at second base at the same time. That strong arm across the diamond makes the runner at second think about it. Manea now. Oh, bat. He has an RBI single. Looking for a second one to try to give the Titans the lead. Good one going here, 2-2, bottom 8. Manea foul. With 2 outs, going to be running on contact, so any sort of a hit into the outfield is probably going to score the runner. Kellen Brown with 14 steals does have some speed. He's not going to try to take third, but just in terms of his speed coming home on a potential hit. Manea to Heyer across for the out. Solid at third base. We're going to the 9th. We're tied up at 2. Central Florida coming to bat. Due up, Heyer, Casala, Cryle, 2, 3, 4. We'll be right back. It is crunch time at Henley Field. 9th inning. Score tied. One of the best hitters in the FCSAA is at the plate. Luke Heyer has dominated this season, but today is 0 for 4. Will he come through for the Patriots? Breaking ball, 2 in a row. He's make it a steady diet of breaking balls. Struck out his first 3 at-bats and reached on a fielder's choice on the 7th. That one down. They'll have to throw to first to complete the out. Steps on the bag and higher, 0 for 5. That is not something you see very often. 4 strikeouts. Sometimes it's just not your day at the plate. But Higher has played tremendous defense at third. So you cannot look at his hitting line and say he didn't contribute today, in my opinion. Casala takes a strike, because he has made some tremendous plays at third base that has probably kept his team in the game. Casala pops up. And unbelievably, Casala and Higher are a combined 0 for 10. If you'd have told me that coming into this game, I would have thought that you were insane.
Brings up the left fielder, number 22,
Connor Cryle will now bat. Cryle's 0 for 3, so 2-3-4 is 0 for 13 right now for the College of Central Florida. And they still have a chance to win the ball game because of the pitching of David LeBron. Off speed, floated in there. That one hung up too. Pitch in there for a strike. Just comes out throwing strikes. Does Luke Helms, the pitcher on the mound right now. Helms low. Luke Helms is a sophomore out of Tampa. That one fouled up into the net. Two-two pitch now from Helms coming to Cryle. That one popped up. Third baseman's trying to find it. And he locates it in that sun for the out. We're going to the bottom of the ninth. We're tied up. St. Pete College can win it with a single run. We'll see what happens when we come back right here at Henley Field. Don't go anywhere. The drama is building to the bottom of the ninth. Titans due to bat. Bush, Hollins, LaShawn Cummings. We'll be right back. Chris Bush will lead off. He slaps one to first. To the pitcher, out at first. LeBron covering. Bush goes in head first. You got to like the hustle from the young man trying to get down the line. And LeBron, good job covering. He's working in his 9th inning. And looks fresh as can be.
Brings up the third baseman, number 15, David Hollins.
Now Hollins will bat. Hollins 0 for 3. From LeBron. If you're Hollins, you're looking to get on base or you're looking to hit one over the fence. Hollins has a team-leading 9 home runs, so you have to be careful with Hollins. He is the guy that could end this game. He thought about that one, but a good break on the breaking ball there at the end made him hold up. 1-1 to Hollins. That one drops in there for a strike, too. And again, this is a guy that's probably just going to see some breaking balls. He's not going to give him a fastball to hit out of the park. So somebody's going to have to run into a curveball. That one hit foul down the left field line. Out of the reach of Luke Heyer. One, two to Hollins. It's down low. 2-2 the count. And a good contingency of Santa Fe and Eastern Florida fans here awaiting their game. We are behind. We are pushing 8 at least. Strike 3 on Hollins swinging. It's down to Majan Cummings. Cummings with 6 home runs, so he's got a little bit of pop. Second on the team.
Number 20, Majan Cummings.
Cummings hits one out into center field, a base hit, and a runner on. Now, Archer to bat.
Next batter for St. Pete College is the designated hitter, number 22, Alan Archer.
Two outs. Cummings at first. See if he tries to swipe a bag. Archer takes a strike. Archer up the middle, play made, base stepped on. We're headed to extra innings. Due up in the 10th. Levi, Hollingsworth, Gomez, and Holland for the Patriots. We'll be back with the 10th inning. You're watching the FCSA tournament right here on YouTube. We are in the 10th, first extra inning game of the day, and the Santa Fe and Eastern Florida fans are going to have to wait. Whole busload of Santa Fe fans got here. Made the trip from Gainesville. College president, Dr. Jackson Sasser, Dr. Naima Brown, the vice president, other dignitaries from the college made the trip. Saw a couple college presidents out here today. Athletic directors, Bob Zielinski here. Now 3-1. And you don't want to walk. This is, actually Hollingsworth came out for a pinch runner right, and now this is Will Reddick. Up the middle, Will Reddick singles. Leadoff runner on. Also saw St. Pete College Athletic Director Davey Gill is here as well.
Brings up the catcher, number 26, Kevin Gomez.
So everyone well represented. Santa Fe Athletic Director Jim Keats in the house. One count to Gomez. Taylor made and a double play. So 2 turned by St. Pete, and you could audibly hear the groan from the Central Florida fans. They knew as soon as that was hit, it does not get any easier of a double play. And on top of that, you have the catcher running. You know what I like to see, though, and you're not going to see that on the camera.
Number 7, Evan Holland.
But Will Reddick, the first thing he did was he went over to Gomez and patted him on the helmet a couple times, patted him on the back, kind of gave him a little hug, and probably said, listen, we still got game to go. Let's go. Let's play ball. Get your gear on. You got to get out there and catch. So that's really a good thing to see. You got your teammates there to pick you up, and it can be frustrating hitting to a double play. You know, if it was me, I probably wouldn't want anybody to come talk to me, but Will Reddick, a good teammate right there, doing things that, you know, he's not doing that to get on camera, to have anybody notice, but it's, wow, almost dropped. I had to pause there for a second because I thought he might not be able to come up with that, but Dominguez makes the catch in a quick inning of work. And we are going to the bottom of the 10th. Dominguez will come to bat. And then Jensen and Brown, 2-2 ball game. We got a good one going here at the FCSAA tournament. And we have a pinch hitter to start for Dominguez. Trenton McGee, a freshman out of Jacksonville. McGee, a .233 hitter, 3 home runs, 18 RBI. McGee's played quite a bit this year, 125 at bats. Also have a relief pitcher on the hill for LeBron, so he's not going to go into the 10th inning. I was kind of hoping to see some old school 10 innings pitch type situation, but you have to take care of your players. That's what Marty Smith does. That's what all these coaches do. It's not worth risking an injury, no matter how important the game is. And I'm sure that's what Marty Smith would say. And I bet LeBron tried to talk him into it. 1-2 the count. McGee hits one out to right field. I don't think it's going to be caught, but is it going to be fair? No, well foul. McGee hangs in there, 1-2 into the 10th inning. If you're looking for the Santa Fe game, you're going to have to wait a little bit till this one's over, plus about a half hour. So we're looking at after 8 o'clock now. But you stumbled onto a really good game. Two to two, bottom of the 10th. St. Pete can win it with a run. That hit him. McGee's going to take a base. Oh, win would make athletic director Davey Gill happy. He's done a good job since taking over at St. Pete.
Brings up the shortstop, number 5, Trevor Jensen.
Where St. Pete has a legendary basketball coach in Ernest Crumley. I grew up playing basketball with his 2 sons. They were much better than me, but they let me play on their team, which was nice. Ernest and Corey. They passed to me, and I would just shoot. That bunt laid down to the right. Sacrifice is executed on a pitch that was pretty high. Sometimes those are easier to handle. You can get the barrel of the bat up, and you can really knock that thing down into the ground. And that's what he did there. The sacrifice successful. McGee goes to second, and now you have your number 2 hitter Brown with a chance to end the game.
Next batter for St. Pete College, number 12, second baseman Kellen Brown.
What do you think, Sarah? Base hit coming up here or what? What do you think? Said she's not sure. I guess you can't be sure, huh? We have been sitting for a long time, so none of us care who wins. We're just hoping it doesn't go 15, 16 innings. But you're going to get your money's worth if that happens, that's for sure. Especially because you're watching for free right here on YouTube. Trying to bunt for a hit. The throw goes. McGee got a great jump. The catcher threw down, and McGee, instead of worrying about a rundown, he put his head down and went to third. And now the Coach Beckman says, anything that gets away from the catcher, you better be going and scoring. But it is 0-2. So with one out, a buzz in the crowd. St. Pete can win it. The winning run 90 feet away. Number 2 hitter, Kellen Brown up to bat. That's up and out for ball 1. Infielders are playing in at the grass. At this point, they have to. You have to try to cut the run off no matter what at home. Brown's job is to put the ball in play somewhere, preferably the outfield if you are a Titans fan. That one hit up the middle. Ball game over. St. Pete College wins 3-2 in a very well-played ball game. And David LeBron pitched a whale of a game. He threw 9 innings. St. Pete College pitching equally as impressive. Final line, 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for St. Pete. For the College of Central Florida, 2 runs, 8 hits, and an error. About a half hour, maybe 40 minutes, Santa Fe College and Eastern Florida State College are going to play. For right now, Kellen Brown and his teammates are celebrating his game-winning hit. He knocked in the winning run, so he gets all the pats on the helmet. Good job. Congratulations to Coach Ryan Beckman and the Titans. That's going to do it for us here for this game. We're going to go stretch our legs and go get some pizza. What do you think, Sarah and Tyler? I think that sounds like a good idea to me. We'll be back with Game 4 in about a half hour. Thanks for watching right here on the FCSAA Sports YouTube channel.